Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Ryan's Trains. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend, an amazing Friday. Today's review is going to be something super awesome, and that is RBP Trains custom run from Train World, and that is his Katy Union Pacific engine. So this is going to be an amazing review. So let's cut into this amazing locomotive from RBP. So the details on this RBP Katy locomotive is outstanding and amazing. The back here behind the smoke unit, just like the CN ES44, you got the on and off for the Bluetooth, smoke, and the run program switch. You get to see that big flywheel motor in there. The smoke unit works, and I was testing this locomotive. When the locomotive is in idle, the engine will sit there for a couple, I think 10 seconds or 10 minutes or so, and the engine will shut off as a power saver. So the engine will shut off, but it'll still make sounds when it sits there in idle. It'll make these ticking sounds, and you can easily just press a button like the horn, and the engine will start back up. The whole sounds of it starting back up is just amazing. You got the ditch lights right here, and these nice, smooth kinematic pilots. Very smooth. The safety change, ditch lights. The headlights on this locomotive is very bright, and I really like that. Right here, you got movable windows right here if you ever want to change the position they are. You got lights underneath the truck, so when you have the engine a slow crawl, it will sit there, and the lights will stay on for a bit until the engine picks up speed, and it'll turn off. The smoke unit's another interesting feature, is when you have the smoke unit sitting there at the engine, just sitting here like this, the smoke unit will start to slow down a bit, and it will start to not put a lot of power in it, and it will turn off as like a safety feature with the engine sitting here. And once the engine starts going, the little bits of smoke will come out, and the engine increases in power. It will blow out smoke like it's starting to pull heavy on a freight train, and that is just amazing. And right here on the side of the details on it, you got RBP Trains right here, and it says 2021. That's when his YouTube channel started, and it's just the color on this engine is just so amazing. Just amazing. He says it's called the Cherry Cola, and he is right. This thing is just so amazing. On the back of it, where it says UP 2021, it says the Katy right here, the MKT. And on the other side, it's hard to see, and it says RBP Trains on the back of it. And overall, this engine is just amazing. Train World and RBP Trains did an amazing job with this locomotive. You got 5 changeable horns, 5 changeable bells. The crew talk is amazing, but the thing I wish that Lionel would have done with this is had RBP's voice as a crew talk for this locomotive. It would bring out the engine more and the popularity of this thing. I don't know if there's a lot on Train World right now, but if there is one, now's your chance to get it. But I think right now they're probably all sold out. But don't worry, Train World is making an RBP caboose that is cheaper and has a bay window, and it's exactly the same color as this. So if you want that, it's going to be out in 2024. But this whole out engine is amazing. The headlights are bright on the back. It's just amazing. Kinematic Pod's detail on this locomotive is just so amazing. The whole gloss of this thing just stands out. When you're running this engine, it demands attention, and you can put it behind any Union Pacific train that you're running, even like a big boy or something, or the other Katy locomotive. You can have these two lashed together, and it just makes an outstanding freight train, or even a passenger train. You can run it anything you like with this amazing locomotive. It's just so amazing. And coming with the box with the engine, see if I can get it all in one shot. It is a certificate of authenticity from RBP Trains and Train World, and I'll read it to you. This locomotive would not have been possible without the support from you and the great people in this community of the hobbyists. This project has been one of the most rewarding and exciting experience I could ever be happy to share with you. RBP Train started in 2021 with the mission to celebrate model railroad and build a community to help develop in the interest of the world's greatest hobby. I could not have been happier to partner with Train World and Lionel and to ever to see this Katy locomotive come to life. I truly thank you for your support of this journey. I hope you enjoy this locomotive such as I enjoy bringing it to life. You are the future of this amazing hobby. From Chris Rains, RBP Trains. And thank you, RBP, for everything you have done. You inspired me to make this YouTube channel. And everyone who is watching this, thank you a lot for sticking around and watching these videos. This is just amazing. And I will be getting I'll frame this and put this down in the layout or in my room. Who knows where I'll put it, but this is just an amazing locomotive. And so is RBP. So now, after these details, we'll talk about the history of the MKT Railroad, also known as the Katy. So I hope you guys enjoyed that history of the locomotive. The Missouri, Kansas, Texas Railroad, reporting mark the MKT, was a Class I railroad company in the United States, with its last headquarters in Dallas, Texas, established in 1865 under the name the Union Pacific Railroad. The southern branch became the service extensive rail network in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. In 1988, it merged with the Missouri Pacific Railroad, and today it's part of the Union Pacific. In the 1890s, the MKT was commonly returned as the KT because of the time it was the Kansas-Texas division of the Missouri Pacific Railroad in the KT. In observation, the timetables as well in stock, and the exchange of symbols that was soon involved the nickname the Katy. The Katy was the first railroad to enter in Texas from the north. Eventually, the Katy core system linked to all these cities. I don't know, I can't say them all, but I'm going to say Junction City, Kansas, and Jalopnik, Columbia, Jefferson City, St. Louis, Missouri. Bunch of names. I'm just going to say I can't read them all. I'm going to be honest, I cannot read them all. I'm sorry, guys, I cannot read this all, but I'm just going to skip a little bit. It's so many names the MKT connected to. But it was added in the 1890s after the collapse of the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad. This line was operated by the Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas Railroad, former as the Rock Island trackage rights, acquired by the Katy, also gave it access to Lincoln, Omaha, Nebraska, and Council Bluffs, Iowa. At the end of the 1970s, the MKT's reporting mark was 2,623 miles and 4,222 kilometers of road and 3,705 miles of track. Now, let me just go back to that part. Sal, Kansas was added. Yeah, that was added when the Rock Island falled, but this is just the amazing history of the MKT. Sorry I couldn't read all the towns and names that the MKT connected to, but man, that is a lot of towns that railroad served in its history. But the MKT still serves on with the Union Pacific as its heritage fleet, as an SD70 ACE is part of the Katy fleet, and this engine of RBPs. And probably down the road, I'm going to find some MKT freight cars, a high-Q box car, a tank car, that will go well with the locomotive. But today, we'll just be running a mixed freight with Union Pacific stuff and some other sort of freight cars. But that's all for the review of this engine, and I hope you guys enjoy this engine's amazing running session, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. To be honest, I can't wait to see this locomotive running around the layout, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I'll see you guys after the running session.
Dispatcher, made up. Am I cleared to the outbound? Over. We need to hold you. Hold for your signal. Out. All right. Dispatcher, we're running at medium speed. Out. Going to the register room to sign out. Out.
Well, that was an amazing review of this amazing locomotive from RBP Trains and Train World. This was an amazing locomotive. I highly recommend you guys getting this locomotive if there's even a chance of getting this engine. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay safe out there. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing Friday. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. I'll see you guys later. Bye.